Welcome to LCP's video blog. I'm Naomi Heaton, Chief Executive of LCP, and many of you will know me. The arrival of the new financial year always heralds new investment opportunities and new ways to maximise the tax-free investment, pension and saving allowances that HMRC provide. Whether you're in your pension drawdown phase or still hard at work with your nose to the grindstone, saving for your retirement, you may find that our fourth listed property company, London Central Apartments 2, fits your investment strategy. LCA 2 aims to acquire the best 1 and 2 bedroom flats throughout prime central London, which it renovates to add value and lets out to the thriving private rented sector, providing consistent rental income and long-term capital growth. LCA 2 provides many of the same benefits as direct property ownership, but shareholders also enjoy diversification of investing in a whole portfolio of properties, as well as pre-arranged bank finance and hassle-free management. In fact, it does all the hard work for you, essential whether you want to concentrate on your career rather than looking after your investments, or simply want to put your feet up in retirement. LCA 2 will be closing to subscriptions in the next couple of weeks, and it has been specifically structured to offer attractive tax breaks for investors. How have we managed this? Well, firstly, because it targets the private rented sector, or PRS, it is exempt from the annual tax brought in 2012. This tax on envelope dwellings, otherwise known as ATID, only applies to properties held in a company structure which are bought for owner occupation, so rental property is excluded. The PRS is also exempted from the higher rate ATID SDLT, which is set at 15%. Secondly, by buying at below £1 million per individual unit, LCA 2 also benefits from reduced SDLT costs following the new graduated regime that was introduced last autumn. The sub £1 million target price point also puts investors in good stead if the much talked about mansion tax ever sees the light of day. The threshold banded about is 2 million or perhaps 3 million, putting small rental units far from the tax collector's reach. Thirdly, through the use of moderate gearing, the fund is able to offset the rental income against the mortgage and running costs, so there is no income tax. As you probably know, you cannot hold residential property directly through a UK pension or ISA, but you can hold the shares in LCA 2 in both SIPPs and ISAs. If you've invested through your ISA, you are not liable to CGT. A huge benefit, meaning you receive 100% of what you've earned. If you invest through your SIPP or SAS, your investment is tax-free as you go in, and the first 25% is tax-free on your way out. As a result of recent changes to the inheritance tax regime, should the worst happen, your pension can be passed on to your estate without attracting IHT. But the most current topic at the moment for non-resident investors is the new capital gains tax measures which come into force this 6th of April. This means that all non-residents, whether trusts, companies or individuals, will now be subject to between 18 and 28% tax on the profits they make on directly held investment assets, bringing them in line with UK resident investors. The good news, however, for non-residents is that HM Revenue and Customs has exempted property funds like ours, which have genuine diversity of ownership, from the non-resident CGT. So non-resident investors coming into London Central Apartments 2 will directly benefit from this exemption. Quite apart from all this, you can be flexible as to how much you invest, starting from just £85,000 for all investors and £25,000 for eligible investors, while getting the diversification benefits of a portfolio of lots of individual flats. You benefit from buying power, from picking up deals before they reach the open market, as well as LCP's exemplary track record. LCA 2 capitalises on the growth potential within the market, which has averaged more than 10% per annum over the short, medium and long term. And it is the fact that you can hold residential property through a really tax-efficient structure that makes investing through a property fund like London Central Apartments 2 all the more compelling compared with going it alone. For more information on anything covered here, please feel free to drop me a line via the details below. You can also find further information on LCA2 via the link below. I would conclude this by saying that LCA2 will not be applicable for everyone, and if you're in any doubt as to its suitability for you, you should consult a qualified advisor. It is also a compliance requirement that I remind you that the level and basis of taxation are subject to change, and if necessary, you should obtain tax advice relating to your specific circumstances. Of course, you should also remember that past performance is not necessarily a guide to the future, and prices can go down as well as up.